Rieccoci ragazzi, bentornati a tutti sul canale di INIQUA in Game. Stiamo ancora seguendo le tracce di Lemmy, il figlio del governatore. Abbiamo raggiunto questa grotta, dobbiamo esplorarla, quindi iniziamo subito, passiamo ad Antea. Gli altri cosi... ce ne sta uno là sotto, giusto? Ce ne sta uno sotto, qua. Perché uno sta là. Ah, sta qui. Ok.
Quick and precise. Well done.
Ok, da qui non è possibile proseguire, torniamo indietro. Era giusto per aprire quella cassa. È lunga ragazzi, è veramente lunga. La volta scorsa... Scusate, la volta scorsa, seguendo le tracce di Lemmy, abbiamo raggiunto il mulino, il vecchio mulino, e lì abbiamo trovato il suo laboratorio, dove abbiamo scoperto tante cose interessanti, gli esperimenti che fa, eccetera. Sono abbastanza... inquietanti e pericolosi, direi. Molto pericolosi. Mestizi. Aspetta, ma possiamo attaccare sta cosa? No. I pilastri sono intatti. Ok, però si vedono pochissimo. Guarda che non mi danno. Allora,
Watch out!
cerchiamo di distruggere i pilastri, ma stiamo anche attenti a dove mettiamo i piedi. Allora, poi l'altro... Scendi, spostati. Oh, ragazzi, ci blocchiamo ogni tanto.
Incoming.
Date un'accurata a Red perché stiamo rischiando qua.
Time to release these four souls. Pay attention.
Dai, dai, che adesso va giù come niente.
When all this is over, I might retire.
You'd miss it. You know you would. You need to see this.
Ispezione le carcasse di animali.
Dead animals, again. Different symbols and magic. Seems they were used as bait. Is this how we got through the sorrow's vigilance?
Vabbè, prima di entrare nella breccia facciamoci un giro qua. Rituale di risurrezione. Primo tentativo, 22 dicembre, maiale, successo, ha resistito solo pochi minuti. Secondo tentativo, successo, il pollo ha resistito più del maiale, che sia per le dimensioni e perché richiede meno essenza. Terzo tentativo, mucca, fallimento, sembra che la carcassa fosse troppo grande, il rituale non ha funzionato per nulla.
I cannot make my mark on this web.
Ah, attenzione. Non possiamo rimuovere le ragnatele, ragazzi. Va bene. Ma brutto bastardo. Cioè, stava andando via, eh.
So, here we are.
I suppose now we step into the void.
Suppose we do.
Vai. Entriamo nel vuoto.
Dark rituals, void breach, general weirdness. Well, we can't be far.
Il calamaio.
Take care. The place is warded.
Nuova missione.
Wards.
It's awfully calm. Why is it awfully calm?
Something has me.
Demonologists really like pushing the limits of their knowledge without considering other lives.
That just makes them human. Spectres. They haven't noticed us.
Là.
Stay low.
Piss off!
Ante, aiutami.
Thank me later.
Right, wait, wait. Away with you! Yeah, basta!
Ma non lo so se sto andando giusto, Ho dei dubbi, ragazzi.
Creepy hideout. The governor's spawn likes a bit of drama.
Però no, ok. Dovremmo andare proprio qua, perfetto. Mappa dei campi arpiccati, una mappa dei campi arpiccati disegnata a mano con le iniziali R. 2 luoghi sono cerchiati, il mulino abbandonato e il cimitero a Camposanto. Sembra che il velo tra l'Arallu e l'incarnato sia particolarmente sottile in queste 2 aree. Breccia? Può essere. Scritti di demonologia oscuri, le manifestazioni spettrali possono essere controllate o almeno guidate con una serie di noti rituali. Questi devono essere eseguiti con estrema attenzione, poiché una perdita del controllo può avere un effetto potenzialmente catastrofico. Equazione illeggibile, se le parole per colazione adeguate, il fantasma si manifesterà, ma sarà vincolato alla volontà del demonologo. Questo va evitato per non incorrere in ferite diffuse, in morte o anche peggio.
This is some dark, sideways
Magia
magic.
oscura.
It's forbidden. I've read it.
Sometimes I worry about you. Ugh. What is this thing?
Banisher rule number 4.
If it oozes, don't touch it. Another botched experiment?
It may be native to the void.
Cos'altro c'è che ci siamo?
This one's different. Looks like it died diseased.
Attenzione ragazzi, eccolo qui, tutto bello felice e canticchiante.
So, you can see me. Aren't you full of surprises, young Master Haskell?
You may talk. A Banisher ghost. Amazing. How on God's earth did you find me? Never mind that. Thank the Lord you did. Thought I was going to grow old in here.
Ma ti sei nascosto nel vuoto.
As hiding places go, the void is quite the choice.
Yes, an amazing place. Or plane? World? The Araloo is not easily described, but it makes a fascinating study. Tell me, how did you get past the Guardian beneath the mill? Did you use a decoy?
We fought it. Don't change the subject.
You fought it? Of course you did. A good thing too. I was starting to think it was wise to me tricks. Oh, but I have so many questions.
This isn't a social call, kid. And we're the ones with the questions.
Oh. Oh. Of course.
Allora, prima di tutto, chi sei davvero?
You see ghosts. You stroll the void as if it were your garden. You possess and share forbidden rituals. Who are you really?
I'm Lammy Haskell, and I'm a man of many sciences. I am in fact a true pursuer.
That raises more questions than it answers.
What are the pillars of the universe? Which principles underpin existence? As occultists, do we change the world or scratch upon its surface? Each discipline I embrace peels back a new layer of reality. I'm yet at the beginning, and see where I already stand. Amazing, no?
No, non è affatto meraviglioso, in realtà.
Are you a demonologist like your father?
More or less. Less, more so. My father sees occultism through the eyeglass of his faith, but I know better. So, more so?
If you don't share your father's faith, what do you believe?
I believe in the afterlife. The proof is about us. And if the void embodies eternal despair, there must too be a place of hope. But where? I ask myself, where?
Beh, stai rischiando la vita.
We find you up to your neck in the blackest magic, speechifying about your transcendent journey. Your life is on the line, Lammy.
We must counter the devil with knowledge of his tricks. That, my father always said, is the purest of God's work.
I can imagine your father saying that.
When I was 10, he gave me my initiation. Demonology, sir, as he would say. He saw me as his heir. Then, of a sudden, the books were forbidden. So I stole them, the very same books he'd forced upon me as a boy. I understand them where he does not. I did no wrong, apart from a little theft.
Ok, ma che ci fai qui di preciso? Cioè, ok, lo studio e tutta quella roba lì, però
Searching for the origin of the Harrow's plague, of course.
sta cercando
And I
l'origine
have a theory on
dell'epidemia.
the subject.
Of course you do. Go on then.
Now, at first, I believed the water poisoned, but my father sealed the well, and yet folk remained sick. They looked for witchcraft, a foolish, uneducated suspicion, yes, but with
Beh,
some
sì,
truth
sappiamo
concealed behind it.
che il padre è
You see,
convinto
the
che ci sia
arrow
una
taints
strega
Its influence leaches into
che
the
sta
house. The evidence is everywhere.
intaccando con la sua magia, con la sua stregoneria i campi arpicati. Può dimostrarlo?
Can you prove that? Where's your evidence?
In New Eden, the threshold between our plane and this is thin. Even I, a novice, may reach the frontier and then go beyond. I also believe it happened before. Some years ago, New Eden was hit by another epidemic.
Yes, we learned of it in Fort Jericho.
I believe that first epidemic was caused by the porosity of the frontier between New Eden and the Araloo. Although, where theirs was an affliction of burning flesh, ours is a corruption of mind and spirit. And I believe I have found its source. There is a substance, a strange ooze. You may have noticed it. This, I believe, is the true source of the Harrow's poison. It carries a particular stink, on the scent of which I experience first confusion, then a loss of control over my limbs.
La
What do you
fonte
expect to find at the
di
source
questa
of the
strana
ooze?
melma?
To find a cure. The ooze seeps into our world, sickening us. I may be able to stop it. Unfortunately, I cannot reach the source. The Araloo is a formidable place. Tricky. A maze constantly evolving, changing, reshaping itself. The isthmus, for example. I found an oozing crack in the ground. The terrain then remade itself, and I can get to it no longer.
Perhaps we might be able to find a way through and take a look at that source.
Would you? That would be splendid. Would you mind taking notes?
Senti, se abbiamo tempo prendiamo anche qualche appunto, va.
Let's go take a
Ok,
closer look
basta
at that ooze
chiacchiere.
then.
And with that sorrow
Andiamo
gone, I can leave.
a dare un'occhiata a questa
Do be
melma.
careful. My home is your home. If you need anything, help yourself.
The Araloo is not your home, Lammy. But thank you.
Raggiunge la fonte della melma.
Pardon my morbid enthusiasm, Mistress Duarte, but could I ask you a few questions?
What do you wish to know?
Do you still need to eat? Do you feel hunger? Sorry, it's just you're the first ghost I've met, in person, as it were.
I don't eat. Not in the way you do. I feel hunger. Again, not in the way you do.
Lui continua a parlare, non smette mai di parlare. Dobbiamo tornare indietro?
My senses are different. It's difficult to describe how. I can see, sometimes touch. I cannot smell. Red tells me this is a blessing. An Ariadne's thread leading through the void. Very useful indeed.
Non saprei,
Very
ragazzi,
useful right until it falls apart. Then you're stuffed like force meat in a turkey.
An Ariadne's thread leading through the void. Very useful indeed.
Very useful right until it falls apart. Then you're stuffed like
Ci
force
stiamo
meat in a turkey.
allontanando. Torniamo indietro. Forse la strada è proprio qua. E io non l'ho vista. E infatti c'è un pertugino, è tutto pertugi, ragazzi, ma se non si sta attenti.
Antea, we should get going. So, the pious governor's unassuming son is our evil Harrow's witch.
The more powerful the loose cannon, the more dangerous it is. I don't know that I buy Lammy's hair of the dog theory, but I feel strange, and I suspect the ooze.
Only one way to Oh, God. I need a wee bit of help here.
Sta roba non mi piace per niente.
Well, that was not pleasant. Not pleasant at all.
Ghost wards. I cannot manifest.
Scacciafantasmi. Dove li becchiamo?
Wards. You're on your own.
Ho capito, ci sono dei sigilli, ma non li vedo. Ma a cagare. Bestie.
Always.
Sì, mi sei mancato tantissimo, Antea. Però era necessario rompere il sigillo per poter proseguire? Io non credo. Oh, magari sì, era necessario.
Think you could take on a ghost?
Certainly no. It oozes through the breach, suppurates like a festering wound.
How delightful.
Let's see what lies on the other side. Where are we now?
Underground,
Yes.
looks like.
Il calamaio. E siamo di nuovo nella grotta. Con quale
The
velocità?
ooze
Che hai visto?
affects the incarnate too. Who goes there?
Chi è?
Is that a ghost?
Ma era fatto
I
di
don't know.
melma.
But I don't think we're alone.
Mi sa che qua dovremmo affrontare un boss
What
di
might
melma,
you be
ragazzi.
What was...
Oh, shite.
Did you just say shite? You? It's bigger than I thought it'd be.
Is that a house from the Harrows?
We may be below the well.
No wonder they all got sick.
È tutto molto strano, eh. Però possiamo riposare qua, c'è un falò, ok. Lettera di Amity Gibbs che dice Ruben abbiamo trovato dimora a Providence, la nostra casa è singolare e molto carina, vi piacerebbe credo, anche se forse preferireste un colore diverso per le tende. Frequentiamo rigorosamente la sala di culto, il sermone della domenica scorsa è stato davvero toccante e nella scorsa lettera avete menzionato il fatto che la fattoria fosse affetta da sciagura. Se si tratta di una prova del divino, sono certa che la supererete. In ogni caso, se dovesse avere bisogno di un Cristo, Ruben sarà felice di provvedere. Infine, potremo persino considerare una visita, sempre che acconsentiate a mantenere un certo tono e comportamento nei confronti di Ruben, in quanto non si merita né false lusinghe né commenti derisori.
This house belonged to a certain Antipas and Clemency Gibbs. Who's that?
Yes.
Cioè, come c'è
Something's
arrivato
here.
a casa? E la donna, attonita, confessò che tali voci erano veritiere, che lei e altre genti citate in questa orazione sovrannaturale erano in intimità con il maligno. Quando le fu chiesto se avesse stretto un'alleanza con lui, rispose di no, ma dichiarò di avergli promesso di apparire a ogni sua chiamata, cosa che aveva già fatto più volte. Vabbè, accendiamo. L'ho già letto. Accendiamo il falò.
I feel a draft.
From the invisible.
Ok.
The Gibbs' land was barren. They were struggling for money.
Look up. The ooze oozed through the very stone.
Grazie per il vostro messaggio. Dio solo sa quanto stiamo arrancando ultimamente. È comprensibile che non siate riusciti a onorare l'ultimo ordine di cereali. Anche noi ci troviamo in una situazione simile e in seguito alla morte dell'ultimo capo di bestiame ci troviamo costretti ad annullare l'ordine. Inviamo in allegato l'ammontare del nostro conto che consideriamo saldato, almeno finché non giungeranno tempi migliori. Che Dio ci risparmi dalla maledizione, Richard.
And of all of them, just this one house fell down.
Maybe it was personal.
Was the Gibbs' house targeted by the ooze?
Obviously. Look around you.
Mr. and Mrs. Gibbs, Have you read my paper?
I read it, aye. And then I washed my hands and prayed for grace. You claim to prove that there is no curse. Well...
A witch would say that, wouldn't she?
Wherever people gather to live, disease takes hold, and I believe... What are you doing?
Your evil lies shall be destroyed. We know who you are, and you shall be judged. Witch!
That was Deborah. She built a case for her rationality, and they tore it apart.
Chi è? Però mi piglia le spalle anche tu. Dove stanno? In testa, non gli ho fatto una peniamata. Ok.
Mrs. Gibbs, I presume.
Another shadow.
What do they want? Red.
Vogliono fare
something
amicizia.
keeping me from manifesting.
In here? Ah, shite.
Ma sigilli pure qua ci sta.
I can't help you.
Eh sì.
Ghost
C'è un
wars
sigillo là in fondo.
Cannot manifest.
I see a ghost ward. What are they doing down here?
Stop that spectre before it possesses the corpse.
No.
Show them why they should fear banishers.
Devil take you!
Thank you.
Anytime.
The greedy scribe with purpose to bring ruin to the households of the righteous.
Take care. The place is warded. I am warded. I cannot.
Che palle, aspetta. Chi è?
You're welcome.
Riusciamo
No,
a
let's speak
saltare. Aspetta, no, 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 no.
To make you angry. Expected no less from
Think you could take on a ghost?
Dai che la sfondiamo, dai che la sfondiamo.
help. It's angry now.
Allora, Haskell e il suo gregge sono giunti qui dopo essere fuggiti dalle proprie case. I campi picati hanno abbastanza spazio per tutti. C'è della muffa su una parete vicino alla porta d'ingresso, devo pulirla. La muffa è diventata di un nero disgustoso e cola tra le assi. Le colture non hanno dato frutti. Il governatore e il suo gregge di anime deboli hanno portato con sé la maledizione. Che Dio ci protegga. Quella melba nera ovunque, la gente si ammala, fatica a respirare e sanguina da ogni orifizio, anche quelli che si aspetta di meno. Anche quelli che ci si aspetta di meno. Il diavolo sputta e noi ne siamo inondati. Mi ricordo di 7 anni fa, quando si diffuse la scorsa epidemia. Prego Dio finché conferisca a me, Clemens Gibbs, e il mio fedele e discretamente abile marito Antipas, la saggezza di denunciare la strega. Dio non ci aiuterà perché il nostro governatore usa la magia. Il suo ragazzo, l'idiota di cui non ricordo il nome, sta sicuramente parlando di Lemmy, ha posto un idro pagando vicino alla casa. L'ho distrutto e Antipas dice di aver visto Haskell lanciare qualcosa nel pozzo, dopodiché la terra ha tremato. Cosa stanno combinando gli Haskell?
Clemency Gibbs blamed the epidemic on a witch. Come from New Eden time with the governor.
That's not what Deborah was saying.
The Gibbs were not at home to ration explanations.
Allora, forse da qua riusciamo...
See anything?
Either the water table is full of ooze, or there's another source.
Let's search upstream.
Take a wee punch on you.
Sfondalo. Finiti?
Over there.
Elusive little buggers.
L'ho visto, l'ho visto. Oh.
Don't step in that. I mean it.
Find a way around then.
What? Think you can fend for yourself?
And you will not be judged. Forgive, and you will be...
Those echoes we're hearing are the shadows speaking.
They always appear near the ooze.
So do the whispers.
But which came first? Easy as pie.
I bet you can't cook.
C'è un altro falò qua?
The whispers say the same things over and over.
What kind of entity would be so obsessed?
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
to deliver you from the way of evil. Your captives are unleashed upon you.
Watch out!
They brought more.
Che fai?
Watch out!
Try this on for size.
In culo. Vai, sfondiamo. Minchia, l'abbiamo shottato. Occhio.
This looks perfectly drinkable.
Famous last words.
Why hasn't the poison spread to the groundwater?
Perhaps it shifts and shapes, like the void. Well, at the very least, it shifts. Looks like the ooze comes from a distinct source. This whole country is rotten to the core.
And you're just now reaching this conclusion?
If I wanted your opinion, I'd give it to you.
Perhaps if you gave me the space to have one, then we'd both be better off. Someone came through here, someone real, not just a shadow.
The innocent, guilty, the guilty, innocent.
Whoever it was, looks like the ooze got him. What do you think, Antea?
You wanted the space to have your own opinion. I'm giving it to you.
This must be Antipas Gibbs. Hell of a fall to live through. Now join in any time, Antea.
Ah, ecco che fine ha fatto.
What do you think I'm doing?
Qui non posso... Ah, ok. Non l'avevo visto.
This is God's land. How could we let a witch come to our community? Instructing our children, no less.
'Tis no surprise. New Eden brims over with backsliders. The governor, chief amongst them.
Aye, many had to sicken and die for him to act. But the deed is not yet done.
We must fight the Lord's good fight and cast the devil out for good. Many want to try the witch, aye, and many want to see her dead.
No, combattere questa Melman no,
There's more of them.
Liscio. Antipas, non mi stai simpatico, mi stai un po' antipastico. Antea, vai, sfondali. fatto male questo, eh.
Once more, with vigor.
Have a bit of this. Those things came from the ooze. They're like those oriental shapeshifters we fought in Bremen.
Or bacche liquefy. This is something else. The Gibbs were so angry. Pure entitled bigotry.
Maybe they were affected by the ooze. I mean, we've been snapping at each other since we got here. Something's toying with us.
I think they made the ooze.
This is it. This is the source. How do we get to it?
You have turned your back from love, looked away when first needed.
Come ci arriviamo? Bella domanda. Forse da qua, così ci dovrebbe essere un faro. Sì, c'è.
If we want to stop before we met, this place will do.
Allora, facciamo una cosa. Accendiamo il falò. Riposiamo. Vediamo se possiamo fare qualcosa di utile. E poi proseguiamo. Allora, evoluzione. Subito evoluzione. Filtro purificante. Bere un decotto durante il combattimento innesca un'aria ad effetto che infligge danni da epurazione. Sì, facciamo questo, ragazzi. Poi potremo migliorarle. Vai, al massimo proprio. Vai. Gli anelli. Proviamo a mettere questo. Abbiamo trovato anche un altro amuleto. Forse è questo. Poi anche questo direi di migliorarlo. Decotti. Va bene così.
Something tells me this is the condemned well. Do you think you could get that bucket down? The bucket is tainted.
Ma qui non posso scendere. Dove sta il secchio? Ah, eccolo, aspetta. Ok, forse ora possiamo... Sì.
A strong memory clings to this place. A ghost left a fragment of their past here.
The devil still breathes through her mouth. We are cursed, and you are stolen.
Clemency, Antipas, please. The woman has been jailed. As per custom, she will face trial and justice will be brought to this community.
Coming from a magic user himself. But can you or your demonologist discernment really be trusted?
How dare you insinuate such blasphemy? I'm a man of faith.
Then do what God commands of you. Governor, we ask for safety. If we do not get it, there will be consequences.
Un set di Urim e Tumim, strumenti di divinazione e cleromanzia, che si pensa rilevino la volontà divina.
The governor used Urim and Thummim, and that made his flock suspicious.
Divination stones. He must have thrown them down the well when he sealed it. Why now?
Hiding the evidence, perhaps, of his role in the witch trial. They
Ha nascosto le
connected him to
prove.
the demonology he used to reinforce his authority.
That echo proves that things were getting out of hand. For his son's safety and his own. Oscar must have feared the suspicious mob.
Supported you.
This can't be good.
Forse ci siamo, ragazzi.
Who are you?
Confess! Let them speak!
If we speak, so you listen?
Impudence! Provocation! Read the charges!
Let Urim agree. You have blood on your hands and weakness in your heart. Guilty!
Sworn to vanquish evil! You conspired with witches!
Sworn to banish all ghosts. Instead, you embrace one.
The charges: cowardice, oath-breaking, deception. The verdict: guilty. The sentence: pain hereafter.
Ok, corte iniqua. Non sono un cacciatore di streghe. Come lo affrontiamo sto coso?
Bloody hell. Is that me? Is that cheap trick? What the hell just came out of that shadow?
Cioè, è la mia ombra?
Keep at it.
Madonna.
Wasn't expecting to fight. The shadow's got its
Aspetta.
Don't let the ooze get back to its shadow.
Ok, un po' l'abbiamo danneggiato, ragazzi. Che cazzo la fai, Red? Minchia, fermo.
I'm not messing about, am I?
Antea, mi dai una mano?
Ready and waiting.
Let me end this.
Non gli faccio niente con Antea.
That's enough.
Aspetta, vai.
Ghosts are dangerous, and I'd no reason to show mercy.
Ombra di Ante. Beh, ora sì. Però dobbiamo stare attenti perché anche l'ombra può fare i nostri stessi attacchi.
This is not to vex me.
Già fatto? Ok.
Poisoning the body politic. You portray yourselves as saviors sent to deliver us. But with your dark arts, the evil only worsens. Your witches and witches must fall.
Ante è morta per aiutare.
Antea died to help New Eden, and still we find this coast.
What more do you want from us?
Chissà se possiamo, se funziona. Non credo. Aia. No, ho sprecato il colpo. Red.
Your strikes do nothing.
Comunque è stato abbastanza semplice. Boss fight strana, particolare, magari non è ancora finita.
We have passed judgment. The guilty are known. Now justice is ours.
E invece è finita. A fronte del governatore.
Sì.
È finita, ragazzi. Beh, ci abbiamo messo poco. È stato più. Abbiamo perso più tempo per arrivare fin qua che altro. Sì, stavo dicendo. Questa boss fight è stata molto strana. Forse anche più semplice delle altre.
That was awful. This trial. It was as if Deborah wanted us to face what she had faced. But all I feel is beaten.
Mi sento giudicato.
Judged. Like, I'll never be understood again. Justice miscarried here.
Of course. That's it. I know what that was. Such spectre of injustice has a name. The mythical infamy. I've only read about them. They're so rare, most think them a myth.
Haskell's cowardice is to blame. To save his own arse, he condemned a woman he knew to be innocent.
And so a terrible ghost was born, and sickness piled on sickness. Haskell has so much to answer for.
Sì. Speriamo di non metterci troppo a tornare indietro, ma di solito la via del ritorno è sempre più breve.
just me, or?
I felt it too.
Aspetta, nascondiamo questo. Ce ne sta 1, 2. Solo 2?
I admit, I'm enjoying the target practice.
Like you need it.
That
funziona,
down
strano.
there was, I was tense. I was impatient.
The infamy's doing, not yours.
No. Doesn't change the feelings.
Però se prima doveva andare dall'altro
I never thought
lato.
I could feel such anger again.
They were Deborah's feelings, not yours.
Oh, e guardate un po' dove siamo tornati. Dritti dritti al villaggio. Ok. Ci siamo risparmiati un bel po' di strada, eh.
One thing above all else, my friends, is true. The
Dove
wicked
sta?
are at odds with themselves.
Oh, good. His latest sermon.
Ma che peccato, ci siamo persi il suo ultimo sermone. Affrontiamolo di petto.
The Lord's promise of salvation from hell pleases them. The Lord's salvation from misery and sin here on earth does not.
This doesn't look like salvation from misery and sin.
Ok, lei mi è
The
tornato a
wicked
casa.
pray for deliverance from the fires of hell, while piling the kindling high. They proclaim their love for their Lord, yet, in His name, they serve themselves. Their self-regard crumbles in the light of their hateful iniquities.
So true.
Mr. McCraith, my friend, I'm so glad you agree. Now, the wicked man never questions...
I have your answers.
What? Yes, good. Perhaps we should discuss this privately, if you'll give me just a moment.
It's quite the story. You might not wish to hear it. Neither may the good people here.
Please, this is not the time.
We want to hear the story. Let the Banisher speak.
Tell them, Red. Tell them good.
Aye. It is a story that starts with a question. A question for you, Governor. And maybe for all the good people of New Eden. If I give you a witch, will you do what you did to Deborah Comenius?
Comenius, say you? The school teacher walked with the devil and paid the appropriate price. That's the beginning of the history and also its end.
Is it, though? Now, I've learned much about Deborah Comenius and what happened to her, and it tells a very different tale.
And what story, pray you, does it tell?
La storia di un uomo.
It tells the story of a man, a latter-day King Solomon. When plague struck his subjects, they turned to him for guidance and protection, for they were God-fearing folk, and he was a godly king. The king's captain walled the sick away, but the plague spread on. The people grumbled. The king thought he might fall. He needed a sacrificial lamb.
You lose the run of your tongue, Mr. McCraith, and of the head to which it's fixed. There was no lamb. There was a trial, fair and lawful.
Cos'è la pensi tu? Siete un codardo in pompa magna.
You're a pompous coward, fearful of anyone different, as human as that is.
There must be a man to judge, or there is no order. A man to make the judgment and a man to enforce it. Of all people, you know this.
I live and let live. I choose only for the dead.
I choose for the living. These people are sinners, sir, and must be led back to the light. This is my mandate, my duty.
Giocate con la magia.
Admit it. You toy with magic you don't understand.
Che non comprende
You,
minimamente.
sir, are jealous.
I, sir, am tired. I've done my job, fulfilled my contract. I've found the source of the curse. The poison below the well is no more. No thanks to you.
Aha! Poison it was then. The weapon of the wicked, to weaken the people's will. What was it? Belladonna, hemlock, foxglove?
Betrayal. Truth unspoken. Secrets and lies. Wrongs, basically. Your wrongs. The wrongs you visited upon Deborah Comenius. The wrongs that led to her death.
She died at the hand of the body politic. She died at all our hands. Most of all, she died at her own.
She died because she would not submit.
'Twas not my plan to kill her, stupid, stubborn woman. Why did she not confess? I would have granted clemency. I would have shown her mercy.
Che stronzo, io lo sacrifico subito, ragazzi. Ma senza pensarci due volte.
You had the power to stop the madness, but instead you chose to let it run all the way to its barbaric conclusion. You brought the curse down on New Eden. Then you called we banishers in to fix your mistake. You boast of your knowledge of demons and spirits, but in truth, you master nothing. You're a peacock. All show and no meat. I'm not here today to bring justice. But this man, your governor, brought death to your doors. He deserves blaming. And shame on me if I don't do. Headspace!
Friends, have I ever not served the interests of our community? Have I not protected you? Have I not loved you?
Mi sa che non sono d'accordo su quello che ha appena detto.
Oh, mother. Oh, to the living.
Death to the dead.
This is unfair.
Is the evil gone for good?
Sì, signora.
Far from it.
Cioè, nel senso, almeno qui. Però c'è ancora del lavoro da fare.
I will. While Mr. McCrae fights the curse of New Eden,
Sempre se mai riusciremo ad arrivare a
I will
New Eden.
protect the people of the Harrows. Or at least, try. Now let's all return to our homes and pray for forgiveness and the strength to bear the consequences of our actions. Your fee. One of the many debts my father left me.
You'd best put your own debts first, young Master Haskell.
Don't I know it?
Beh, giustizia fatta.
After all this, don't forget to
Riposati in un
rest.
rifugio, sì, ce l'abbiamo qui il rifugio. Riposiamo subito. Ok, però non abbiamo punti da spendere, no. Patto col diavolo, tormento, tagliola e poi vedremo.
What now?
What did Ceridian say when we first met her?
Once we'd weakened the nightmare's influence, we could use the void to enter its lair.
Deborah's grip on the settlers has diminished. We'll return to Ceridian's island. From there, the void breach will take us back to New Eden Town.
Oh, speriamo, dai.
That, eh?
Well, yes, just like that. Something bothering you.
But aren't we rushing things a little?
We've
No,
lost
in realtà
too much
no.
time already. We have a nightmare
Ecco,
to
brava
confront,
Ante, abbiamo già perso
remember?
fin troppo tempo.
Sometimes I hate the
Dobbiamo
world.
risolvere la
Another
questione
free woman, bright, sensitive,
una volta per
kind,
tutte.
murdered by a craven rabble too weak to face its own mediocrity. Cowards hiding behind fake virtue. And for what? They won't even say her name. Why? Why her?
La gente odia ciò che non comprende.
They know no better. They know only fear and hate what they cannot understand.
Especially when a woman is involved.
It matters not now anyway.
A woman died for nothing and it matters not?
What matters is what we do now. Which wrong we set right.
I've taught you well. When I left Cuba, anything could have befallen me. I was bright, free, talented. Though I had the wrong tongue, the wrong sex, the wrong skin. I defied life. I expected so much more from the world. I was arrogant. Arrogant to believe I needed no one. To shut out my mother and experience curandera and listen instead to my sister.
Your childhood friend. What happened?
I had little and wanted more. A dangerous thing when you have our type of talent. Anything could have befallen me, but it didn't.
But something did happen. Something happened to Deborah. And then something happened to you, and now we are both paying that price.
You still have your life.
What's it worth if it's plagued by the murder of all those I killed?
Abbiamo preso una decisione.
We made a choice, Rory. You made it willingly.
Aye, I did. Look, all this, it's a lot to endure. We're both exhausted. I know I am.
I cannot tire.
I know. I know how hard it's been for you.
You have no idea. None at all.
I'll do my best to understand, if you'll let me. We should have faith. Look at us. We'll get to where we're going.
Shut up, Red. Shut up. This isn't about...
This isn't about what we have conquered or what we have achieved or how far we have journeyed. Look at us. Look at me. I loathe what I've become. Can't you see that?
I was trying to help. I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing. Good night.
Antea.
Questa volta Antea non è rimasta al suo fianco.
Antea? I would have gone with you. Not funny. I have to walk to this stupid bloody island.
Ok, dobbiamo trovare Antea, ragazzi. Va bene. Visto che si è fatta veramente lunga, abbiamo concluso anche questa fase nei campi arpicati, direi che ci possiamo fermare qui. Voi come sempre fatemi sapere la vostra, lasciate like, condividete, iscrivetevi al canale, sempre se vi fa piacere, e noi ci vediamo alla prossima. Ciao a tutti.